Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Dutchy. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about being in love with your best friend. And let me tell ya, we've all been there, right? Well, I know I have. I'm going to be covering a lot of sort of common questions I get in regards to being in love with your best friend or having a crush on your best friend. And I'll also be going over what to do when you have a crush on your best friend. Because yeah, it can be a hella confusing time. One of the most common questions that I get through my DMs on Instagram and Twitter, if you're not following me already, what are you doing? Come be friends with me on both of those. We can have a great time. And these questions usually go something like this. Hi Dutchy, I'm crushing on my best friend. What do I do? Or, oh my god Dutchy, I have a massive crush on my best friend. Should I tell them? Or, and this one is super duper common, I think I'm in love with my best friend and we act really coupley together. What do I do? So if you're sitting there and you're one of the many people that have DM'd me about being in love with your best friend or crushing on a friend and you want to know what to do next and how, then definitely strap yourselves in and keep on watching because I'm going to be answering all of those questions and more and helping you tell your best friend that you're crushing on them. I had no idea how many of y'all are secretly crushing or not so secretly crushing on your BFF. Heck, who knows? If you're sitting there watching this with your bestie right now, you may have a secret admirer sitting next to you or vice versa. So, you're crushing on your best friend, hey? My first piece of advice here before we do anything else is to stop trying to avoid your feelings. They demand to be felt, and I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but avoiding those feelings ain't gonna make them disappear. If only. Louder for the people in the back. No, but seriously, and I can't stress this enough, be honest. And while I know avoiding the matter entirely may seem like a better and more comfortable option, holding in all your feelings and acting weird around your bestie isn't going to help. And let's face it, depending on your level of weird around your bestie at the moment, they're probs going to figure it out eventually anyway. So, talking to your bestie openly about how you've been feeling is a great first step in the right direction. More on that topic soon and how to go about it. But I just wanted to cover another common question that I get too, and that is how to know if your best friend feels the same way. Again, back to the whole honesty thing, and ask her. For the sake of lesbian Jesus, ask her. So now that we've covered the whole honesty thing and the whole just ask thing, how do we do it? Picture this for a hot minute. Say you and your bestie are hanging out at your fave hangout spot, whether it is your house, her house, the park, the beach, wherever you two go to just chill out and be with each other. Say you're sitting there, you've just filled each other in on your awful days at school or work or whatever it may be, the latest goss, I don't know what you young ones talk about these days. You could always try saying something along the lines of this. So, I've been meaning to talk to you about this for a while, and I don't know if you've noticed that I've been acting a little bit weird around you lately, and it's kind of because I have more than friends feelings for you. Now, I don't expect you to feel the same way, but I just wanted to tell you in case you did notice that I was acting a bit weird, just wanted to get that off my chest. Yes, woohoo! And while I'd love to stop this video here and be like, whew, you did it, she likes you back, and then you ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after, unfortunately, it doesn't always happen like that. So usually this scenario can go one of three ways, and it's super important to be prepared for each. Oh, I thought you'd been acting a little weird. And honestly, sometimes it's just left at that and you laugh it off. And although you kind of want to do something with those feelings, they never really say anything and something might eventuate later. They don't really say that they feel the same, but they also don't say that they don't. And it's kind of left in this like taboo situation, and I guess that's up to you both to figure out. But just be prepared for that. The second response that could happen is something like this. Oh, Dutchy, thank you so much for being honest with me and feeling like you could tell me that. I don't feel the same way, but you're my best friend, and that is never going to change. And while you may think that this scenario isn't the best outcome, it's still a really good outcome because they still love you and they always will. And while it may not be the love that you're quite seeking for, at least they're still your friend. They're always going to be in your life, and it sort of leaves it up to you what you want to do about that. And we'll be looking at what to do from there shortly. And lastly, all things going well, I hope this last scenario is what happens for all of you if you do go ahead and tell your best friend that you're crushing on them. Oh yeah, look, if we're being honest here, I kind of have feelings for you too. So, as you just witnessed, being open and honest about your feelings with your bestie was helpful in every scenario. Obviously, scenario 3 is the preferred option for you. However, 1 and 2 are still great outcomes. It's important to remember that if your bestie just doesn't feel the same way, you can't change that. So don't try to. It can be super sucky, and trust me, I get it. But chasing someone that just doesn't like you back is a serious waste of your time. Secondly, chasing a best friend that just doesn't like you back will probably also damage the friendship, and they may start distancing themselves from you. And lastly, quite frankly, you don't deserve someone who has poor taste. Am I right, ladies? There's really no point chasing someone who just wants to be your best friend and nothing more. So let's say you're experiencing a scenario 2 situation. What should you do if they don't feel the same way? If they don't feel the same way, but they want to remain best friends, and they say they love you all the same, and they're not bothered by the whole feelings thing, and you want to obviously remain friends, then that's just something that you're going to have to get over and accept. And I know that's a lot easier said than done. Obviously prepare yourself for rejection, but also remember and keep this at the front of your mind, that being honest with your best friend was the best possible thing you could have done. So yes, you've confessed your feelings for them, and heck, they have poor taste. They don't like you back. But imagine if you had have kept it in and hid it from them, and how bad you would feel, and how weird you would have continued to act, and they wouldn't have known why, and it would have just been strange. Moving forward is going to be hard, but it will be so worth it. And if you're ever feeling uncomfortable, jealous, or just sad, then hey, remove yourself from the situation for a while. There's honestly no harm in taking some time to work on yourself and just being by yourself. Even outside of this situation, taking time to be with yourself and learn who you are and like work on yourself to be your best self is super important. Perhaps talk about it with another family member, friend, or just someone in general that you can trust and sort of confide in. That can help too. Also, be real with yourself and what you can handle. Some people move on quickly, while others need a hot minute or two. Here's a truth bomb for you. Friends fall in love all the time. It happens. Heck, they're your best friend for a reason. You probably share a lot of common interests, hobbies, and you probably spend a lot of time together. So therefore, it's bound to happen to a lot of us. But what matters most is how you go about dealing with those feelings in order to keep that friendship or foster that relationship. So whether it goes badly or whether it goes swimmingly, it's super important to be open and honest about your feelings always. So from here on in, you've got 3 options. Option 1, wouldn't recommend. Continue holding in your feelings for life and never tell your bestie, and then you could end up having the best relationship of your life, but you never do because you hold it in forever and you're a weirdo. Option 2, you tell them they don't feel the same way, but you move the F on with your life. Or option 3, what a baddie. You tell them they feel the same way, you have fire sex and a great relationship built on what was already a great foundation. And if after watching this video you're still far too nervous and scared about telling your bestie you're crushing on them, then send them this video, tell them to skip to this timestamp. Hi there, your bestie has a big lesbian crush on you. And I just thought you should know. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy and it helped in some way, then please make sure to give this video a huge thumbs up. Chat to me in the comments below. Are you currently secretly or not so secretly crushing on your best friend? I'd love to hear your stories. And yeah, I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.